getting on with one of the other singers in the band, so I resigned. Bert Ambrose immediately doubled my salary, so I decided to stay. I had, after all, been called the personal hit of the show by Melody Maker magazine. Never get anywhere, indeed.
In 1931, Gracie made her first film, and in it sang a song that was to become known the world over. Sally, Sally, don't ever wander away from the alley and me. Sally, Sally, marry me, Sally, and happy forever I'll be. When skies are blue, you're beguiling. When skies are blue, you're still smiling, smiling. Sally, Sally, bride of our land, you're more than the whole world to me. Come on, everybody, do you know the words? Yes. Sally, Sally, don't ever wander away from the alley and me. Sally, Sally, marry me, Sally, I'm happy forever I'll be. When skies are blue, you're beguiling. When skies are grey, you're still smiling, smiling. Sally, Sally, bride of our alley, you're more than the whole world to me. Although it was the first of 14 films that she made, Gracie never really enjoyed making films. She always prepared the reaction of a live audience. But the cinema was proving to be more popular than the theatre, and there was nothing the public loved more than a good old weeping. Joe took me to the pictures to the night, and it was fine. They called it The Betrayal, and the acting was divine. The best thing that I've had for years down that fucking room. Good job I took my handkerchief with me when I left home. Oh, it was a lovely picture, and I did enjoy it so. I've never cried so much in all my life. When the villain sees the maiden, everybody shouted, "Oh! I've never cried so much in all my life." Oh, he promised that he'd wed her and enticed her on his yacht, and then he got her tied up in a proper sailor's knot. When he kissed her twice, the dirty dog, upon her beauty spot. I never cried so much in all my life. The villain called on her one night. She was his one desire, and 'cause she wouldn't stand for him, he set the house on fire. She rushed towards the window with a face so pale and sad. The villain only laughed, "Ha-ha!" and walked away, the cad. Oh, she looked so very pitiful upon the windowsill. I never cried so much in all my life. Jump! Jump! The people shouted, but she stood there calm and so much in all my life. The flames were taking on, but she didn't seem to mind when she slid down the ladder. She did look so refined, till upon a rusty nail she left her underclothes behind. I never cried so much in all my life. Oh dear. What a lovely picture.
In 1939, two men were to come into my life, both of whom in their own different ways were to prove very important. The first was Harry Lewis, clarinetist and tenor saxophonist with the band. The second, Adolf Hitler. Now, we were doing a season at the Brighton Hippodrome, and Harry and I were staying in this little boarding house. It was there in that front room that Harry proposed to me, and I accepted. When two lovers meet in Mayfair, so the legends tell, songbirds sing, winter turns to spring. Every winding street in Mayfair falls beneath the spell. I know such enchantment can be, 'cause it happened one evening to me. You know this one. That sad night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air, and there were angels dining at the Ritz, and the nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Oh, that's lovely. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, the nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. The moon that lingered over land and town, poor troubled moon, he wore a frown. How could he know when two were so in love? The whole darn world seems upside down. The streets of town were paved with stars. It was such a romantic affair. And when we turned and kissed goodnight, the nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I know, 'cause I was there that night in Berkeley Square. Now, my mother wasn't entirely happy. The idea that all musicians have been vagabonds, well, that's been with us since the Middle Ages. That and the fact that Harry didn't have enough money, well, that was enough to put her off entirely. But it was in that same year of 1939, I came across a number in the publishing house of Irwin Dash, which seemed to me that, well, it was the perfect example of what you might call a greeting card song. A very basic human message of the type that, well, people want to give to each other and then they get all embarrassed putting it into words. Well, this song is going to go a long way to doing that all for them. Not only in 1939, but for a long while after. Good cough. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies chase those grey clouds far away. Now I'm going to have a good look at you. So won't you please say hello We'll meet again. Actually, no, there were so many handsome men in this audience. Don't know when. I'll be coming for you later. We'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through. Oh, keep smiling through. Just like you always do. I'm going to be late then. I'm giving this last message ever. So, you're all so busy listening to our... So won't you please say hello? Hello to the first who don't know. Tell them I won't be long. Come on. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. Whoa. All together. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. By March of 1940, it became obvious that every man not entirely broken in health would sooner or later be called up. So one Monday morning, 8 members of the band, including Harry, went along to the Royal Air Force at Uxbridge. In one go, Ambrose had lost half his band, and I had acquired a fiancé in uniform. I haven't said thanks for that lovely weekend. Those 2 days of heaven you helped me to spend. The thrill of your kiss as you stepped off the train. The smile on your face like the sun after rain. To mark the occasion we went out to dine. Remember the music, the laughter, the wine, the drive in the taxi when midnight had flown. Then breakfast next morning, just we two alone. You had to go, the time was too short, we both had so much to say. Your bags to be packed, the train to be called. Sorry I cried, but I just felt that way. And now that you've gone, dear, this letter I pen, my heart travels with you till we meet again. Keep smiling, my darling, and someday we'll share an evening again like that lovely weekend.
Gracie's marriage to Archie was on the rocks by now. Gracie found herself longing for a place where she could get away and find some peace. She'd been reading about islands and fancied Capri, so she persuaded some friends to go with her to explore the island. Here she found all the beauty and peace that she'd been longing for. A few years later, she bought a villa. This was a far cry from her origins in Rochdale. I shan't be a minute, I'm just going back to Rochdale for the hunting season. Hang on a minute, I'm just putting the hunting clothes on. Right, come on. Come on, dogs, begin some little and start picking up scent. Hey, Joe, come out of that pub and give me a leg up. Hey, steady, or steady, keep still, keep still. Ooh. I don't think I better sit side stroke, I'm sure to slip off. I'll sit like the cowboys do. Ooh, yes, sir, this horse is burning. Oh, I've been hunting with the house of Rochdale. You back up, we've got a lovely pack. Whippets and Alsatians, bulldogs and Dalmatians, horses with 2 legs in front and 2 more at the back. Off we dashed and made a fine display, and to take a fence and took it with her all the way. hood. She had a nasty fall, but she's a saucy piece of goods. It's not the first time Maggie's fallen when she's been in the woods. Following the Rochdale hounds. Whee! Come on, come on, come on. Yikes, yikes. I don't know what it means, but we always shout it. Come on, horse, we're winning, we're winning. Hey, there's something wrong here, you pie can. You're following wrong dogs. That's greyhound track, can't you breed? I know one thing, I'll stick to knitting after this. Oh, the horse I rode I borrowed from a circus. It loved to prance and dance upon its toes. Father, though he's bandy, he looks fine and dandy in his lovely scarlet coat to match his scarlet nose. Oh, Grandpa's horse, he couldn't jump at all, so all of us, we had to lift it over every wall. Oh, the Rochdale hounds of the Rochdale home, tally-ho, tally-ho, in hunting dress instead of clogs and shawl, jumping over fences and the backyard walls. Away, away, away we went with leaps and bounds. Father's horse flew round the town and you would hardly think it dashed right through the rows of crowd in less than half a wink. His first time pa's been in a pub and come out without a drink, following the Rochdale hounds. Yikes! Gracie obtained a divorce from Archie. The new man in her life was Monty Banks, a bubbly, good-natured Italian who had directed Gracie in a number of her films. He'd asked her to marry him, and they were planning this when Gracie was taken ill. It was discovered that she had cervical cancer and would have to have major surgery. She was unconscious for 3 days after the surgery, and the whole nation prayed for her. However, after 6 weeks, she was able to leave the hospital, but before she left for Capri, she broadcast to the nation, and that broadcast made history, for in the House of Commons that evening, Sir Samuel Hoare announced, "Gracie Fields is on the air tonight. It's obvious we shall have to end the debate at an early hour." Gracie thanked everyone who'd helped her through her dreadful ordeal, and then sang. I love the moon, I love the sun, I love the forest, the flowers, the fun, I love the wild birds, the dawn and the dew, but best of all, I love you, I love you. Where is the moon? Where is the sun?
I am speaking to you from the Cabinet Room at 10 Downing Street. This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
on the sea-free land, 'cause the washing day is here. Weather, weather, baby, weather fine, with a smile without a care. We're gonna hang out washing on the sea-free land, with that sea-free flag still there. Bless them all, the long and the short and the tall. Sing out, bless all the sergeants, bless all the sergeants and W01. Bless all the corporals and their thinking sons, 'cause we're saying goodbye to them all. As back to their billets they crawl. You'll get no promotion this side of the ocean, so cheer up my lads, bless them all. Kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Tuck me in my little wooden bed. We all of you, Sergeant Major, when we hear you calling, show a leg. Don't forget to wake me in the morning and bring me up a nice hot cup of tea. Oh, blimey, kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major, be a mother to me. Sergeant Major, be a mother to me.
Some important instructions and announcements. All places of entertainment will be closed until further notice. Keep off the streets as much as possible. Carry your gas masks with you at all times. The amount of light on the roads after sunset is still so great as to constitute a grave danger to public security in the event of an air attack.
September 1939, Britain declared war on Germany. Although Gracie was still recuperating, her one thought was, I must get back to Britain to do my bit for the war effort. By November I was in France entertaining the troops. Transport was continuously breaking down, and on one occasion on a road near Metz, an army convoy caught up with us. It was here that I gave my first concert. Those lads sang and shouted for more. I was still weak, but leaning against a car door for some support and surrounded by the paraphernalia of war, I knew I was back in the fray. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Cheerio, here I go on my way. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. With a cheer, not a tear, keep it gay. Give me a smile I can keep all the while in my heart while you're away. Till we meet once again, you and I. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Come on lads, come on everybody. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye. Give me a smile I can keep all the while in my heart while you're away. Till we meet once again, you and I. Wish me luck as you wave me goodbye.
But there was something about my voice that appealed to servicemen, began to reveal itself quite early on in the war, when in March of 1940 my name appeared at the top of the list of favourite female vocalists sent into a magazine and the Tank Corps. The following month there was a national news item in the Daily Express.
British girl wins British Expeditionary Forces radio vote. A plumber's daughter from East Ham, wide-eyed, open-faced Miss Vera Lynn, tops the British Expeditionary Force singing popularity poll. Bravo, Miss Lynn! Other tops were all American. Deanna Durbin, Judy Garland and Bing Crosby.
From it sprang the idea of the Force's Sweetheart. The BBC announced they planned to give me my own radio show. It was to take the form of a letter to the boys each week. But it was all still in the planning. We all knew how long the BBC could take. Meanwhile, the war went on. Mr. Chamberlain resigned as Prime Minister, and in his place came Winston Churchill. Mr. Churchill made his first speech to the House of Commons on May the 18th, 1940.
I would say to the House, as I have said to those who join this government, I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears and sweat.
6 days later, he addressed the nation.
We shall defend our island home and outlive the menace of tyranny, if necessary, for years, if necessary, alone. We shall not flag or fail. We shall go on unto the end.
There are two eyes, such blue eyes, they're smiling at me, but they're lonely as only a woman's can be. For I see all her love is somewhere in France with you. When she's talking of no one but you. She's so proud, oh so proud of the things you will do. I can see all her love is somewhere in France with you. And when your letters come, they bring a smile, a tear, each one a sweet souvenir. Only one in a million will never complain, for she knows that the sunshine will follow the rain. Every beat of her heart will always be somewhere in France, somewhere in France, somewhere in France with you. May 1940. The British Expeditionary Forces were called to the aid of the Belgians. Suddenly and without warning, the King of the Belgians surrendered to Germany, forcing the whole of the British Expeditionary Forces and more than half the French army to retreat to the seashore at Dunkirk. I'll never forget the people I met, braving those angry skies. I remember well, as the shadows fell, the light of hope in their eyes. And though I'm far away, I still can hear them say, thumbs up, until the boys come home. There'll be bluebirds over the wilds of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. There'll be love and
shepherd will tend his sheep, the valley will bloom again, and Jimmy will go to sleep in his own little room again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover tomorrow. Just you wait and see.
Back in 1938, Gracie had launched a paddle steamer which had been named after her, and in 1939 it was called up for war service.
By the night of May 27th, a great tide of small vessels began to sail its way towards the beaches of Dunkirk and the beloved army. To and fro between the ships and the shore plied those little boats with total indifference to the air bombardment.
The Gracie Fields paddle steamer joined the little boats to pick up troops at Dunkirk, and she returned to Margate with 300 troops on board. The following day she returned and picked up 750 troops from La Panne Beach. She was attacked by dive bombers and hit amidships. All the troops were safely taken off by other vessels, but at 01:30 hours she sank.
All in all, by the night of June the 4th, more than 340,000 British and Allied troops were safely landed in England. It was the beginning of the Battle of Britain.
There'll always be an England while there's a country lane. Wherever there's a cottage small beside a field of grain, there'll always be an England while there's a busy street. Wherever there's a turning wheel, a million marching feet. Red, white and blue, what does it mean to you? Surely you're proud, shout it out loud, Britain's away. The Empire too, we could depend on you. Freedom remains, face of the chains, nothing can break. There'll always be an England, and England shall be free. If England means as much to you as England means to me.
The spirit of the British people was very high. Just after Monty and Gracie were married in 1940, Italy entered the war on the side of Germany. Monty, who'd been born in Italy, had never become naturalised and now faced possible internment. This put the newlyweds in a terrible dilemma. Gracie loved her husband and her country, so she reached what she thought would be a compromise. Monty would go to California to join her parents, who were now living there, and she would do a nationwide tour of Canada to raise funds for the Navy League. Well, no sooner had they gone than the storm broke. From being a national heroine in the eyes of the British public, the press now called her a deserter and a traitor. This upset Gracie dreadfully. "You'd have thought Monty was the cause of the war," she said. But in fact, Churchill himself had told Gracie of Britain's desperate need for dollars, and after her Canadian tour, she and Monty travelled all over America to raise $1.5 million for the British war relief. When they were in Florida, Gracie had laryngitis at a piano rehearsal, so she whistled her songs to save her voice. A short while later, she overheard the pianist telling the band, "Now you might as well pack up and go home, boys. I just heard the new act. She's a middle-aged whistler." "Hang on, just a minute, lad. You can't go yet. We haven't finished the rehearsal. We've got to do the aspidistra." Right. For years we had an aspidistra in a flower pot on the whatnot near the hat stand in the hall. It didn't seem to grow till one day our brother Joe had a notion that it'd make it strong and tall. So he crossed it with an acorn from an oak tree, and he planted it against the garden wall. It shot up like a rocket till it nearly reached the sky. It's the biggest aspidistra in the world. You couldn't see the top of it, it got so blooming high. It's the biggest aspidistra in the world. When Father's had a skinful at his poke, the bunch of grapes, he doesn't go off fighting mad and getting into scrapes. You'll find him in his bearskin playing Tarzan of the Apes up the biggest aspidistra in the world. The tomcats and the moggies love to spend their evenings out up the biggest aspidistra in the world. They all begin meowing when the buds begin to sprout from the biggest aspidistra in the world. The dogs line up for miles and miles, a funny sight to see. They sniff around for hours on end and wag their tails with glee. So I've had to put a notice up to say, it's not a tree, it's the biggest aspidistra in the world.
August 1941. 1,500 German aircraft took part in the opening attack of Operation Eagle, which was designed to eliminate the British Air Force on the ground if possible. Within an hour and a half, London received its worst daylight raid of the war, and it was the East End that bore the brunt of it. The blaze, as the sun sank down towards the west, was enormous and visible for miles. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that my heart and mind embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the pubs, along the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but only seeing you. Now, life at the London Palladium settled down into something approaching a routine. Even the air raids became routine. As often as not, I'd just be coming on stage for my spot in the show when the sirens would go off. But by now we'd all become a bit used to it. They just used to put on that illuminated sign at the side of the stage to say that there was alert on. Most of the audience stayed where they were. We'd just carry on. I mean,
We might as well have a bit of fun, mightn't we? You know, if Hitler's going to drop a bomb on you, he might as well find you having a bit of fun in this, hiding under the stairs, eh?
absolutely. Now, we need you to look this very, very carefully. Because there might be one or two things that we need you to do very shortly.
Hands, knees and boots and daisy, I like a bustle like bent. Hands, knees and boots and daisy, what is a book between friends? Hands, knees, now don't be lazy, let's make the party a wow. Good, I'm glad you know it. Hands, knees and boots and daisy, turn to your partner and bow, bow, bow. Right, now it's your turn. Would you like to all just stand up, those of you who can, in your seats? You left your brilliant children. We're going to come on stage and do it with us. Yes, we'll go down and get them. Let's clap. Okay, go.
It's a good crowd.
Oh, that's no excuse. Can you bring it upstairs? Right, you can all do it down there, don't you? Yes, you just watch us very carefully. I like that. You'll have to come this way because I'm left-handed.
I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the bus station. All right.
While I'm up here. Yes.
Oh, go on then.
I forgot.
Well, that's no excuse.
Anyway,
Yes.
I was in hospital a
Yes.
few weeks ago, and the doctor came round, and he said to two chaps, I'll see you in my office after I've done my round. Because he thought they were pulling a fast foot on him, you see. So the first chap went in. He said, now then, if I cut one ear off, what would you be? I said, I should be partially blind. But I cut the other ear off. What would you be? He says, I should be totally blind. He said, well, how do you make that out? He said, me flaming that and drop off again.
Yes, what will be on.
Jump, jump! Oh, well, it's fine. Have you got that? Have you written it in your diary tomorrow night? He's forgotten that already.
After 6 o'clock.
There you are, Walter. I couldn't have picked a better name, could we? Right then, I'll leave you to it then, shall I, kid?
By now, the women of Britain were manning the factories making armaments, and in 1941, Gracie returned to Britain to boost their morale. I'm the girl that makes the thing that drills the holes, the spring that drives the rod, that turns the knob, that works the thingamy-bob. I'm the girl that makes the thing that holds the oil, that oils the ring, that takes the shank, that moves the crank, that works the thingamy-bob. It's a ticklish sort of a job making a thing for a thingamy-bob. Especially when you don't know what it's for. I don't know. I'm the girl that makes the thing that drills the hole, that bob that makes the engines roar. I'm the girl that makes the thing that holds the oil, that oils the ring, that makes the thingamy-bob that's going to win the war.
Now, Florrie, have a tea break.
Darling, did I tell you I'm being promoted next week?
You're not, are you?
Yeah, true as I'm standing here. They've decided that my skills can be put to better use. So they're moving me from the toe twist and shove boats to the slide and push rings.
Oh, I wish I was. Wish I was being promoted. I mean, I've been on these jerk and jiggle rods ever since I volunteered.
You want to try chatting up that Mr. Ashley?
Oh,
It works wonders. Give him a bit of encouragement and he'll have you on his, whatchamacallit, before you can say, I don't blooming it laugh.
Well, I wouldn't mind if I knew what we was making. All I know is that my dangy bits go into somebody else's squeaky bits.
Well, it's all hush-hush, isn't it, love? We wouldn't want the enemy to catch on to what was making, would we?
Well, I don't think there's any danger of that happening, Florrie. I mean, I make the blooming things and even I don't know what they are.
Well, we're only a small piece of the jigsaw, you see, love.
Right.
Your jerk and jiggle rods and my toe twist and shove boats fit into Betty's slide and glide grommets. None of us know what we're doing.
You never said a truer word, Florrie.
Anytime your lamber's way, any evening, any day, you'll find the fall doing the Lambeth walk. Every little Lambeth girl with a little Lambeth eye, you'll find them all doing the Lambeth walk. Everything's free and easy. Do what you don't know, pleasing. Why don't you make your way there? Go there, stay there. Once you get down Lambeth way, any evening, any day, you'll find them all doing the Lambeth, doing the Lambeth, doing the Lambeth walk.
In midsummer, I collapsed on stage.
It's any wonder.
So I was rushed off to hospital with appendicitis and operated on immediately. While I was recuperating, Harry got some leave. So we quietly got married, had a lovely 5-day honeymoon. Such a big hotel, a very grand one, right up on the avenue. We could not afford it, but sweet had just adored it. Our very first and only rendezvous. In room 504. So sweet a room, so strange and new. It was romance, a dream come true. A second success. Sincerely Yours was now being broadcast on the Forces programme and usually followed the 9 o'clock news on a Sunday evening. All over occupied Europe, individuals and small groups of people were huddled together in lofts and cellars and other hiding places, risking their lives by tuning in to the BBC. Britain, they were encouraged to believe by the Nazis, was now being bombed to blazes and was near to collapse. But while the men and the women of the resistance could still tune into the news from England, they felt they were maintaining a link with reality. And then they'd stay tuned in and listen to my programme and feel sure that all the Germans were broadcasting was not quite true, because I was still sending messages and still singing songs. Yours till the stars lose their glory. Yours till the birds fail to sing. Yours to the end of life's story. This pledge to you, dear, I bring. Yours in the grey of December, here or on far distant shores. I've never loved anyone the way I love you. How could I, when I was born to be just yours? We're going to do that one more time. Yours till the stars lose their glory. Yours till the birds fail to sing. Yours to the end of life's story. This pledge to you, dear, I bring. Yours in the grey of December, here or on far distant shores. I've never loved anyone the way I love you. How could I, when I was born to be just yours, just yours, just yours.
Gracie's war would make 1,000 stories. And here's just a few to show what type of woman she was. On one occasion, near the front, she arrived to do a concert and was confronted by an audience of brass hats. "Where are the lads?" she said. "I've come to sing to the lads." As the officer prevaricated, she turned to the driver and said, "Come on, lad. If he won't shift, run over him." She had her way, and near the front she sang to the lads. "Sing as we go, and let the world go by, singing a song we march along the highway. Say goodbye to sorrow, there's always tomorrow to think of today. Sing as we go, as long as skies are grey. Beggar or king, we've got to sing a gay tune, a song and a smile, making life worthwhile. So sing as we go along. Come on, lads, let's say it now. Sing as we go and let the world go by, singing a song we march along the highway. Say goodbye to sorrow, there's always tomorrow to think of today. Sing as we go, as long as skies are grey. Beggar or king, we've got to sing a gay tune, a song and a smile, making life worthwhile. So sing da-da-da-da-da-da-da, as we Indonesia, just 6 weeks after the Allied troops had landed. The Japs were still holding part of the island and had filled all the trenches with burning oil. Still, the lads cleared patch for the concert. Well, lads, I've been singing to you here for an hour and I haven't seen any of you yet. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to count to 3 and I want you all to strike a match on the 3rd count. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it was lovely. It's really lovely to see all of you lads. And we hope it won't be too long before we're home again. When we're home, sweet home again, no more roaming. Home, sweet home again, back to someone waiting at the door. Home, sweet home again, no more partings. All our friends are waiting for us. What a chorus, waiting for us. Oh, those lovely days before us, when we're home, sweet home again.
As the war went on, I realised where my next duty lay, to entertain the troops abroad. So one Monday morning, I went along to the Entertainment National Services Association, ENSA, whose headquarters were in the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane. Mind you, I had no idea what a long journey I was setting out on.
Well, Vera, where do you fancy going?
Well, I'd like to go somewhere where I could do the most good, you know, where not many entertainers get to.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Oh, good.
Burma.
Where?
Burma.
Burma. Well, Burma it is then. On the way to Burma, we stopped in Cairo. There were 3,500 troops from the Royal Artillery. They all surrounded the stage with their jeeps, because there were no lights in the desert, and on the queue they switched on their headlamps. It was absolutely marvellous. We flew down the Persian Gulf then to Bahrain, airsick all the way. Karachi to Bombay, where I did a show, and I got a hairdo, and I got prickly heat. I did a show there, though, to my smallest audience ever, of 2. They were both terribly wounded soldiers, and they asked me to sing We'll Meet Again. As I did, I looked at those boys and knew what they were thinking. We'll meet again, don't know when, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do.
again. My love for you will always burn till you return. I'll pray for you.
On VJ Day in 1945, Gracie was in Bougainville in the South Pacific when the war ended. There, deep in the jungle, General Blaney announced the end of the war. "The Japs have surrendered," he said. And leading Gracie forward, he asked her to sing. She stood on a wooden box, and every man there took off his cap. It was one of the most cherished moments of her life. Now is the hour when we must say goodbye. Soon you'll be sailing far across the sea. While you're away, oh please remember me. When you return, you'll find me waiting here.
As the war grew into its final stages, I felt that an era was coming to an end. I couldn't go on singing the old wartime songs, and it was going to be a long time yet before nostalgia would set in and bring them all back. Besides, I wanted a family, and even before I'd collapsed on stage in Sheffield, I had decided to retire when our baby was born. You see, I've never really been strictly career-minded, so it seemed like a good time to me to leave it all behind. You must remember this, a kiss is still a kiss, a sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, they still say I love you, on that you can rely. No matter what the future brings as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man, and man must have his mate. On that you can rely. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. Moonlight and love songs, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman needs man, and man must have his mate. On that you can rely. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time
Monty returned to Capri. The truth about her wartime exploits began to filter through to the British public, and in 1948 she was invited to appear at the London Palladium, her first time there for 10 years. She felt very apprehensive about the kind of reception she may get, but Gracie always had a gift for choosing the right song for the occasion, and when she opened with this song, there was barely a dry eye in the theatre, including her own.
Take me to your heart again, let's make a start again, forgiving and forgetting. Take me to your heart again, and leave behind from then a life of no regretting. Dearest, let's turn back the years, let smiles come after tears, like sunshine after rain. I'm yearning for you by night and by day, praying I'll soon hear you sing, I love you. Then we'll never part again, if you will take me to your heart
In November 1961, both Gracie and Vera appeared in a cavalcade of variety at the London Palladium. The show was put on by the Grand Order of Water Rats for charity. Also on the bill were the following big stars of the day: Wee Georgie Wood, Jimmy Jewell, Lupino Lane, Max Miller, Arthur English, and remember Flanagan and Allen?
Beneath the arches, I dream my dream away. Underneath the arches, on cobblestones I lay. Every night you find me tired out and worn, happy when the daylight comes creeping, heralding the dawn, sleeping when it's raining, and sleeping when it's fine. I see the trains rattling by, all by. Paper for my pillow, no matter where I roam. Underneath the arches, I dream my dream home.
In February 1979, a few weeks after her 80th birthday, Gracie Stansfield, mill worker from Rochdale, Lancashire, our Gracie to millions, was declared Dame Gracie Fields. A few months later she died and was buried in Capri. In 1975, Vera Welsh, plumber's daughter from East Ham, London, the Force's sweetheart, was proclaimed Dame Vera Lynn. Dame Vera, now 93, lived a quiet life in the south of England until her recent comeback and #1 hit album.
Rose of England, thou shalt fade not here. Proud
This got a fun.
Said March, not your tango.
Sorry.
You'll be no good on Strictly.
Wish me luck. Oh, well, I'll ring these, yes.
Well, wish me luck first. Wish me luck then, shall we?
I do too.
Wish me luck.